So I want to talk to you, Senator Chamberlain, and the rest of the panel, but we'll start with you on tax, and then Representative Hornstein, you can be thinking about higher ed, because I'm going to come back to you on that. But let's start with the tax bill. Let's start with tax. That's an area of concern for you, and maybe you can identify for us some areas and some ideas about what we're going to see in the next few weeks.
Well, within a week or so, the Minnesota Senate Republicans will come out with a tax plan that will have meaningful, permanent, sustainable relief for Minnesotans, every Minnesotan. I'm not going to divulge the numbers or how that necessarily looks. Some things are obvious.
You could just tell us. Just between us.
I mean, it's obvious. We're going to address commercial industrial property tax across the state. We're going to bring up the Social Security exemption. We took care of the veterans last year. They got their pensions exempted, so we should address seniors in the state of Minnesota. And if we want to, they shouldn't be punished for wanting to work in their retirement years. So that'll be a big issue. There will be other relief items in the package, and we will have a meaningful package. I put this in context, again, of 2020. We cannot tax and regulate ourselves out of the baby boomer situation, especially when you look at the current situation. Our GDP growth right now in the state of Minnesota is zero. Zero. That's 41st. The third largest employer, tied for third in the state of Minnesota, is government and social services. So we cannot sustain an economy and take care of our citizens and build infrastructure and maintain our pensions if we are not smart about 2020. So the way we do this is we have to give Minnesotans the opportunity to invest, to grow, to spend their money they want. The governor's tax bill had no meaningful relief in there. There was really no meaning. $300 million is not a tax cut. It was working family credits and more credits across the board. There's nothing sustainable or long-term in there. We will lead with tax relief, and that'll be every Minnesotan in the state will see and feel the impact of that tax relief. But the governor's proposal is just more meddling and punishment of success. So we will address that. That said, there are still good things in his proposal that we will begin to discuss with him. But $300 million is not a starting, it's not meaningful, it's not sustainable, it's not permanent, it's not going to help us out, and it's not a tax cut. He's not cutting taxes for anybody. By the way, for example, one of them was 128. The credit he was going to give that he's offering will mean $124 a year. $124 a year to a household. We mean to go substantially above that. We're going to put real money in people's pockets so they can live and make those choices and drive this economy so we can thrive in the next 4, 5, 10 years.
Representative Hornstein, taxes.
Sure. So I get to go after you then. But let me comment on that. I mean, I think, when you look at the history of Republican tax proposals, it's just fraught with giveaways to large corporations. We had skyscrapers in downtown Minneapolis, skyscraper owners, benefiting largely. We have, unfortunately, what ends up happening is that we had less money to work with to address the very real problems that people have when we keep giving these corporate giveaways after corporate giveaways. And what I'd like to see is that we have, some companies in Minnesota that are hiding money that should go into our treasury in places like the Grand Cayman Islands and South Pacific and the English Channel, these tax havens. So money that should be in Minnesotans' pockets is hidden in these tax havens overseas. And that's the sort of tax policy and tax relief we need, not more giveaways to large corporations. So I hope that we can have a tax bill that's fair to everybody and not just the wealthy and large corporate interests.
Representative Dean, taxes.
Well, I'm glad Representative Hornstein is on board with Donald Trump. We're trying to get tax money that's over in Ireland back in Minnesota. And, when you saw Medtronic do an inversion where their corporate headquarters is now in Ireland. And because of the international tax rate, and Donald Trump is working on that. I hope he's successful in being able to bring back American investment by hopefully helping out the tax rates that really do penalize us. For tax fairness in Minnesota, it's a big deal for where companies choose to grow, on where jobs are added. Little things are big things, and sometimes it's just climate. Is Minnesota getting better as a tax climate, or is it getting worse? Is it getting easier? Is it getting harder for employers to add jobs in Minnesota? And I don't know anybody who owns a skyscraper, but I do know a lot of people who employ people and sign the fronts of paychecks, and they're really hit hard right now, and they're fed up and they're tapped out. So I think what we can do for small business, particularly in Minnesota, maybe we can't do a lot of big things, but maybe we can just say it's going to get better, it's not going to get worse. And that might be enough to tip the balance for small businesses and some large ones.